Everyone's chasing shortcuts, looking for that magic pill. But here's the truth. There is no magic pill. It's hard work, daily grind.
Hi everyone. So today we are going to create this 3D reel. The main focus on our video will be the design and sharpening our basic skills. So let's begin. First of all, I'm just going to head on to text and bring in my default text and hit Windows plus dot key, symbols, and I'll select this square as our white background and make it big. Now for the next part, as you can see here, there are these stars, okay, shaped objects rotating. So, in CapCut, you can get exact star, but to get this weird shape, okay, I used After Effects to make. So, I'm just going to give you the PNG over here, which you can use, okay, and it's also there in the description as assets. So, make sure to download them to follow along properly. Now, I'll just keep one over here, make it big, okay, and then I have to just simply copy this and bring one over here. Now for the next part is this animation. So to make this animation, we have to listen to this bit carefully. What we are going to do is first bring on the text, okay, and I'm going to hit on the dash or underscore key and make it black, okay. Now simply copy this and drag it down, okay. Yeah. Now again I'll copy this and I'll delete some of the underlines and just rotate this, okay. Let's make sure these are aligning properly. So I'm just going to make this here and select this line and bring this here. Now I'll just copy the side line and just bring it over here. We have got ourselves a dotted box. Now what we have to do is we want this animation, okay, opening from this side. But if you do the scale animation now, you will see that it will open from the center, but we want it to open from the side. So what we are going to do is first of all head on here and it will be here, show rulers. Now just click here and drag it to the center. So how will you know it is center? Because as you can see, it's written over here y0 50%, okay. So this means the y-axis is 0, and now we'll bring the x and wait for it to reach 0, which is over here. You can also get the idea from this part. You can see it's 0 over here and 0 over here, okay. Just match it. Now select all these, okay. Let me zoom this in for better clarity and bring it here. Make this a compound click, okay. And let's get rid of these rulers now. We don't need them anymore. So if you see, if I scale now, you can see it's scaling from the side, okay, because of our using the rulers and compound clipping it. Now you have to simply just bring it over here, okay. Let's make sure it's big, okay, something like this, yeah. And then I'm going to bring this PNG of my pointer, rotate this, make it small, okay, and bring it over here. Let me just zoom this in. Okay. Now I'll just simply copy this background layer and then go inside the compound clip which we just created for this rectangle and paste it here, okay. So what we need to do is just basically bring on a default text, hit Windows plus dot key, and then head on to this circle. Let's make the circle black, okay, and make it small and put it over here. And what we can do is simply just copy this and put it at respective corners. And let's head out of the compound clipping, okay. Now simply I'll just select this compound clip. Wait, now I'll just delete the background Now I'll be simply selecting the compound clip, helio, blend and decrease the opacity of it. Okay, something like this. And now we'll be doing the animation. So as you can see at the start, okay, this is there. So simply I'll just select the, now I'll select the compound clip, head on the transform keyframe, go ahead. Okay, again hit on the transform keyframe, go to the first keyframe and let's make the scale to 0. Hit Alt plus K and let's make this cubic out. Okay, so you get this animation. And now for the arrow, same, hit on the transform keyframe, go ahead and bring the arrow here. Okay, hit Alt plus K and we'll be doing the same animation, which is cubic out. Okay, so now you can see you have got this animation. Now the last thing is simply selecting our default text and writing the text, which is everyone is chasing shortcuts. Let's simply bring the text over here at the center. Okay, and you can use any type of animation. So when it's over here, I'll start the animation. I'll just head on to animation section and simply select type do. And then we want these to rotate. So click transform keyframes on both of them. Go ahead till the end. Okay, because we want it to rotate throughout the video, and just rotate it. Select this and similarly just rotate it. Okay, so we get this animation, and as you can see it zooms out, okay, and then goes up. So what we have to do, select everything, okay, except the rotating objects and the background, hit Alt plus G to make everything a compound. Now after this we simply have to, as you can see, bit of zoom out from the start. Hit on the video, transform keyframe, go ahead, again transform keyframe and just scale it down a bit. Cut Alt plus K and we can simply select cubic out, and from here just select transform keyframe, go ahead and drag this up, hit Alt plus K and cubic out. Now it's not looking good. Okay, so the rotating which you did, make sure to only select rotate. Okay, like T-select position and scale over here, go here and also stay selected, nice, and here also let's T-select scale and position. So there will be only rotation, as you can see. Now from here when it goes up, I have to match, okay, the keyframe position. So I just hit on position on both of them and then go ahead over here and again hit on the position keyframe on both of them. Select both of them and drag them up. Make sure this stays here. Okay, so you get this. Now hit Alt plus K, okay, and do the same cubic out animation. Select this and then cubic out. Okay, so you get this animation. This will come. So we have already got our grid. When this goes up, I just rotate my grid, make it big. Okay, and now mask, add mask and select the rectangle, make it a bit short, increase the feathering. Okay, and then it's done. Just place it over here at the side there. And let's make the font. let's make the scaling a bit short or small. Okay, and now what we have to do is basically put this below our star. Okay, and we have to bring in another star now. So we have to simply just copy this. Okay, and let's zoom this out for now. Bring this over here. Okay, and at the end it will go here. Okay, so you get this animation, but it's too fast, I suppose. Yeah, so we need to bring it more down. Yeah, now it's good. So as you can see, this will be the animation, but this is coming too early. So what we need to do is do the same animation for this. Again, head on here, bring the grid adjacent to this. Okay, keyframes, and hit on the position keyframe only. Then go ahead, again hit on the position keyframe only. Go to the start and let's bring this down. We have to also bring in a pill. So I'll just bring in my pill. Okay, go ahead a bit. Let's place it properly here. Head on to adjust and let's bring down the saturation to make it black and white. I can head on to effects, texture. You can add these different textures. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this, decrease the filter. Okay, now I'll do the same animation. So I'll just head on to position keyframe, go ahead, again hit on the position keyframe. Now go to the start. Okay, and let's bring this down. Okay, so we get this animation, and now I want a bit of floating effect to this, so I'll just head on to effects, add ribbon swing. Okay, and let's decrease the speed and size. Okay, so we'll get this small moving. You can also add play pendulum, whatever you like. And then there should be a bit of rotation, so hit on the rotation keyframe, go ahead, again click on the rotation keyframe here, go to the start, and let's give it a turn, and then it will rotate something like this. Hit Alt plus K, and what I can do is head on to my rotate and bring this farther. Okay, I want the rotation to be slower, and let's select quadries. Okay, so and then there will be some text over here. Okay, so we can write the text. Okay, any random text, and after this it will just go down and cut. So simply what we have to do is, now after this animation, hit B to cut everything involved in this. Okay, now what we have to do is simply select this grid and this and make them a compound group. Okay, hit on the position keyframe, go ahead, again hit on the position keyframe, hit Alt plus K, and then at the end we have to just bring it down or out. Hit Alt plus K, and then quadries, and just bring this in and select this and bring this out a bit. Okay, now we have to do the same thing with these. So select position keyframe on both of these stars. Okay, and we'll head here, again position keyframe on both of the stars, Let's select both of them and drag them out. Okay, hit Alt plus K and cubic queries, sorry, bring this closer, select this and bring this up. Okay, let's do the same thing with this. What we are going to do is select all of this, hit Alt plus G and B to cut it. Okay, and I'm going to bring this. Okay, let's head on to adjust. Okay, increase the contrast, decrease the set exposure, bring this Jesus image, put it, put the Jesus image at the center. Let's make them big, hit Alt plus G to make a compound clip. Okay, and as you can see, here is the truth. So let's write that text. And for this line, what we can do is basically head on to Google Images. Okay, and search for daily black line PNG. I'll be selecting this. Okay, and save image as, and then head on to remove background. Okay, and then I'll select this. Okay, our image, and then hit download. Then I'll just head on to my downloads and bring this image. Okay, put it behind. Let's make it big. Okay, something like this. And then for this text, you can write anything. Okay, to do the animation, first the text. So I'll just make this bigger. Okay, head on to animation, simply select type 2 and fill in combination. So in get this, and then for this Jesus part, as you can see, it's rotating and coming in with this. So select this, head on to video mask, add mask split, and then bring it here. Click on the mask settings, go ahead, pull this to the right, hit Alt plus K, and let's hit cubic out. And from here again select this compound clip of this Jesus image, transform keyframe, go ahead, transform keyframe, and at the end I just want to rotate this a bit. Okay, and then hit Alt plus K and cubic out. Okay, so this will be the animation, but as you can see, what happens is it comes from up. Simply select everything, okay, in this scene, hit Alt plus G to make the compound clip, transform keyframe, go ahead, transform keyframe. Now go to the start of the frame or keyframe and go bring it to the top, hit Alt plus K, and this time we'll be selecting queries, and let's adjust this. So fast at the start, slow towards the end. Okay, now for the next part, this thing. So again you have to write the text, and there is this circle. Okay, so to make that circle, it is simple. What we have to do is simply from here, okay, it will zoom in. So after this animation is there, hit on the transform keyframe, go ahead and just scale it up. Hit Alt plus K and then select this, and then bodies. Again make it big, slow at the start and faster towards the end. Okay, so around here and hit Alt plus G to compound clip it first and hit B to cut it. Now I'll just simply bring in my pill again. So for that, now I'll just bring in a text layer, okay, to make that circle. So just I'll hit the underscore again, make it black, hit on the curve, let's make it circle, okay, and make it big. Simple as that. Let's put this at the center, okay. Okay, bring in another text, click here, okay, and this comes up. So let's see, yeah, again some text is there and this is rotating. So I'll just select this transform keyframe, go ahead, again transform keyframe, and at the start I want it to be like this, and the end something like this, okay. And let's simply select these, make it big, hit Alt plus C to compound with them, and as you can see over here, what happens is it zooms, okay. So video transform keyframe, go ahead, again transform keyframe, go to the start, let's make it small, okay. So when this hit Alt plus K, we need to make it fast at the start. So again hit quaddies, bring this close and stretch this out. So get this, okay, and let's bring this closer. Make this a compound clip, okay, and just cut the start. Yeah, so you'll get this, okay. Now let's see the whole animation. Okay, so with this I leave you the last part of the animation, which is the same animation which was done at the start. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next.